Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the My Dog is My Home Conference 2025. My name is Shoshana Mostoller, and I'm the My Dog is My Home storytelling facilitator and technical assistance specialist. I'm also your MC for today. I'm currently joining this conference from Carrollton, Virginia, which is in the unceded territory of the Nansemond people, and I use she, her pronouns. It's wonderful to be with you all today. As we're settling in, please feel free to drop in the chat who you are, where you're from, the organization that you're representing, and a greeting message. As a reminder, if you're in need of any technical assistance during your time with us and on Whova, please email support@whova.com. Again, that's support@whova.com. We're going to get started in a few minutes, but in the meantime, I look forward to seeing who's with us today in the chat. Oh, hi, Tracy, joining us from Chesapeake Humane Society. Kathy Duncan from Ontario, Canada. Seeing a lot of old faces and a lot of new people too. Thank you so much for putting in the chat where you're joining from. Okay. Yesterday was an incredible day of learning and connection. There was a lot of foundational knowledge shared that we'll be building upon today and tomorrow. We started yesterday with a powerful voice of advocate Mason Castillo. He reminds us that people with lived experience have tremendous contributions to make to our movement and to keep people and animals together and to find those pet inclusive solutions to homelessness. We then heard from a pioneer in our field, someone who has shaped the trajectory of animal welfare with her person and community-centered services, and someone who challenges us all to rethink rescue. That's, of course, Lori Weiss. If you haven't already picked up a copy of the book Rethinking Rescue by Carol Mithers, please consider purchasing it from our online bookstore. A part of the proceeds will be donated to My Dog is My Home. You also have the opportunity to chat with the author, Carol Mithers. She's here and will be holding a meetup called What Can We Learn from Lori Weiss's Story tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So head over to the meetup section of Whova to RSVP for the opportunity to chat with the author. The last time I checked, there were limited spaces available, so be sure to RSVP soon if you're wanting to join that meetup. And then there was our amazing panel of co-sheltering and co-housing 101 organizations that have shared their wisdom from all their years of experience. We're so appreciative to Urban Resource Institute from New York City, People Assisting the Homeless from Los Angeles, Father Joe's Villages from San Diego, and Found House Interfaith Housing Network from Cincinnati, who joined us yesterday to give you concrete practices on successfully keeping people and pets together in all types of housing facilities. These are just a few of the amazing people and ideas who graced our virtual stage on day 1. If you didn't catch everything that you wanted to catch yesterday, don't worry. The sessions were recorded and will be available for on-demand viewing in Whova. The recordings will remain available for up to 3 months after the conference end date. Day 2 promises to be just as packed. As we continue today's conversations, we recognize that some of the topics that we discuss may be deeply personal or difficult. If at any point you need support, we have on-call counselors available for direct messaging through Whova. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you need someone to talk to. Today, our on-call counselor is Cassidy Moreau. Please direct message them in Whova. Today, as we do every day, we will be leading with the voice of a person with lived experience. Ryan Smith will be sharing his story, followed by a brief audience question and answer. We will then hear from the leadership at Women's Advocates. They're the first shelter for survivor victims in the country and their journey to pet inclusive policies and practices. After our panel discussion with Women Advocates, we will take a half-hour break to give you a chance to stretch your legs, grab some lunch, and refresh for the next part of the day. But don't be late, because just after the break, we have a special reading of the book Lost and Found Cat by author and photojournalist Doug Kuntz. It's a beautiful and touching story based on the true events of a family who fled Iraq with their cat, only to be separated upon arriving in Greece. The storytime session will be moderated by Ruby Montana. I hope that you remember Ruby from last year. She's the founder and executive director of Bridge Pups Rescue in El Paso, Texas, and we're honored to have her join us again for this special reading and conversation. After our storytime session, this is the part of the day where we'll be breaking into our tracked sessions. Starting at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time, you'll have the option to join any number of amazing sessions that will be taking place simultaneously. Today we have 4 tracks, so please take a look at your agenda in Whova and choose which you would like to attend. As always, we do create space to close out the end of the day together, so please come back and join us for our closing session as well. Of course, none of this would be possible without the generous support of our sponsors. Thank you to Maddie's Fund, Mickelson's Found Animals, ASPCA, Joybound People and Pets, PetHelpFinder.org, the National Alliance to End Homelessness, PetSmart Charities, Red Rover, the Paw Mission, and Feeding Pets of the Homeless. Also Hood Venture Council and the Ridgewood Savings Bank. If you would like to learn more about our sponsors, please go to the Sponsors Center in Whova. Then you can read about the sponsors, watch videos, and also have access to links to their website. And of course, if you would like to make a charitable contribution to My Dog is My Home, we always welcome your support. We will send a limited edition conference sticker sheet to anyone who donates $25 or more. So now we'd love to give a reward to our early birds. Thank you all who are here early for the opening remarks of the day. We have 2 quick giveaways planned for you all. If the organization you work for or volunteer for has a mission primarily focused on serving animals, please get yourselves ready. Open your chat and get ready to submit your answer. The first person to answer will have the choice between a bag of specialty coffee beans from Demitas Coffee, a limited edition conference 2025 sticker sheet, or a limited edition conference 2025 enamel pin. Okay, is everyone ready? Here's the question. During yesterday's special evening programming, we screened a documentary film called Beyond the Bridge. The filmmakers gave us an overview of an evidence-based solution to homelessness. What is that solution called? You can put that in the chat. Is there anyone who attended yesterday's movie showing and knows the name? I'll repeat the question. During yesterday's programming, we screened a documentary film called Beyond the Bridge. The filmmakers gave us an overview of an evidence-based solution to homelessness. What is that solution called? I'm not seeing anything in the chat. I hope I'm not looking in the wrong place. Oh, wait, there is. I just wasn't showing. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I have the winner as Sharon Fletcher. And that is with Housing First, and that is the correct answer. So unless I missed, oh, wait, that's not right. Sorry, guys. My chat was not functioning. Haley Davis said Housing First, and that is correct. So Haley Davis is our winner. Congratulations. We will be following up with you to find out which prize you wanted. Homelessness may seem like an intractable problem, but it's not. We know what the solution to homelessness is, and that's housing investments. Investing in permanent supportive housing has historically helped decrease the numbers of individuals experiencing chronic homelessness, and permanent supportive housing is also a cost-effective solution, showed to lower public costs associated with the cost of using crisis services such as shelters, hospitals, jails, and prisons. So Haley, you'll be getting the prize of your choice from the 3 options mailed to you to your address that was on the registration form after the conference. We will be in touch. Now, for people who work or volunteer for a program that has a mission primarily focused on serving people, get yourselves ready. The first person to answer this question correctly also gets the prize of their choice from the 3 options. The question is, during yesterday's program, we heard from a number of organizations that have long histories with co-sheltering and co-housing people and pets together. One of those organizations was a good friend and partner, Urban Resource Institute. They were the first domestic violence shelter organization in New York City to accept pets as a result of seeing the need. When a person's trying to flee an abusive environment, there were no domestic violence shelters or services that welcomed pets. According to research, what percentage of survivors would not consider shelter for themselves if they could not take an animal with them? Okay, we have a few guesses so far. I don't see the right answer in there. I might be having problems with my chat though. Let me see. I'm going to try to refresh and make sure I'm seeing correctly. Okay. Now I see. We have Maria Teresa Wallace. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. I think that is the first correct answer that I see, which is 50%. So Maria, hopefully I'm right that you're the first answer that was correct. So congratulations, you'll be getting a prize mailed to you after the conference. To gain a better understanding of how domestic violence affects survivors with companion animals and their families, Urban Resource Institute in New York City partnered with the National Domestic Violence Hotline in 2019 to create the most comprehensive and current survey of its kind. The survey assessed nearly 2,500 individuals contacting the hotline directly for support via call, chat, or text. Through this survey, they found that 50% of survivors with pets who called the hotline indicated that they would not consider shelter for themselves if they could not take their pets with them. So now we're about to have our first lived experience session for the day, during which Ryan Smith will share his journey of homelessness with his 2 dogs. Storytelling serves as a powerful tool for empathy and understanding, allowing us to connect on a human level with the challenges faced by individuals experiencing homelessness with companion animals. By centering their narratives, we honor their voices, amplify their experiences, and inspire meaningful action towards creating inclusive and compassionate solutions at the My Dog is My Home conference. Everyone, please welcome Ryan Smith. Hi, Ryan.
Hi there.
After experiencing homelessness with his dogs, Crimson and Sable, Ryan Smith is now stably housed and committed to helping others facing similar struggles. He's a street-to-stage speaker and peer advocate. He shared his journey at My Dog is My Home's 10th anniversary celebration in Cincinnati in 2024, bringing awareness to the importance of keeping people and pets together. Ryan credits Found House in Cincinnati for supporting his family through their toughest times. Currently, he is using art as a form of advocacy, working on a banner of decorated handkerchiefs to amplify the voices of those impacted by homelessness. Ryan, are you ready to share your story with us?
I can't wait.
Fantastic.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you all for attending this conference. Before I get started, I would like for you all to take your index finger and your middle finger and make the peace sign, just like that. Prior to this conference, I had came up with the email address All About Solutions, not knowing that I was going to be given this opportunity to speak about solutions. So this peace sign, if you turn it and point it towards a person who lives on the streets, whose house doesn't have any walls, I want you to consider making this universal. From peace to you are greater than your homelessness. Math, greater than, less than. You are greater than your homelessness. And that is the topic of my story today. My name is Ryan Smith, and I am here to share my story about homelessness. And along with me are my two girls who endured the streets with me. We are here today on behalf of our other brothers and sisters with their fur children who are still living on the streets, sick and suffering. We, my family, Crimson and Sable, survived homelessness, and we are now sharing our story to promote change. No longer focusing on the problems and the obstacles we endured on our journey home, but incorporating these experiences to assist with solutions for others who need help. I want to give you a little bit of background about how I became homeless. I was living in Lebanon, Tennessee, and my brother, who lived here in Cincinnati, had been sick, and I hadn't seen him since 2000. He had been sick since like 89, and I asked him if I could come and visit and if there was anything that I could do for him. He replied that all he wanted me to do was to cook him some good home cooked meals. I'm an excellent cook, by the way. Crimson, Sable, and I headed off to Ohio to care for my brother. It turned out that once we arrived, he was allergic. I found out he was allergic to the girls. So I had to pay $100 a month to board them with a relative. In December of 2020, my brother ended up asking me to leave the house due to a disagreement with his woman. And I ended up sleeping in my car in a Family Dollar parking lot. My dogs were able to stay at Found House in Cincinnati, which is a program that board pets for people who are experiencing homelessness. Prior to me going to Found House, I had been turned away by other shelters. I had places that offered me housing, but not my dogs. And at that time, Found House was known as Interfaith Hospitality. So my dogs were able to stay at Found House. The day that I went to drop them off, they were out of room in the kennel. But Garrett decided to keep them in his office temporarily. Unfortunately, Sable and Crimson unleashed that charm, and he went home with them that night. I got an apartment, but due to sleeping in my car, I developed 18 superficial clots, blood clots in my left leg, and 8 DVTs in my right leg. I could not walk and was scheduled for a thrombectomy on June the 15th. When I was released from the hospital, I was asked to complete a wellness check on my brother, and I found him deceased in his apartment. This was 2 days after I left the hospital. I started having more health issues, and I got COVID-19 in the midst of the pandemic. And in December of 2022, my apartment flooded. I could not get out of bed, and in April, I was admitted to a psychiatric hospital for 30 days. I found myself in a really, really dark place. Thanks to Found House and being given an opportunity and willing to work for it, I am now in a brand new apartment and I'm doing well. but I do know that I will always have to keep a close eye on my physical as well as my mental health. Recently, I was talking to a lady about my homeless experience, and before I could even begin to elaborate, she cut me off and said, I give this homeless guy all the change I collected over the week every Monday morning at the traffic light where I turn headed to work out of my center console. I realized instantly the typical response. I'm doing my part to help the homeless. I give him the change that I collected in the center console every Monday morning. Well, I'm here today to let you know, along with that lady and along with other people, that we are so much more than the change in your center console. We are greater than our homelessness. We are human beings who have pets and are living on the streets with them. Our families, yes, our families, and although our houses are without walls and an actual street address, our houses are truly homes because we have love, and love is what really turns houses into homes. We are more than the change in your center console. We have names. Some of us still have our dreams. We have goals. But most importantly, we have feelings. We require food and rest, and we need emotional support. And we also need to feel wanted, loved, and valued. It's sad to say that my pets were all that I had to provide me with the things that I needed to make me feel complete. Yes, we are greater than our homelessness. Yes, I am worth more than the change in your center console. Thank you for the pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, sometimes even a 50-cent piece or a gold dollar. But that's not the change we really need. We need society to change the way we are viewed as a whole. We need to be viewed not as something other than people just like you. We are someone, not something. With the name, we have names. I'm a person. Change how you view me. My dirty clothes, my circumstances, my living conditions, dragging my pets or pets around and pushing a shopping cart. That's not really who I am. Consider on Monday when you pull up to where you hand this homeless man change, to challenge yourself to take this opportunity to say, good morning, my name is Nancy. What's yours? And then leave and say goodbye. You have a good day. This is a simple way to promote change with this small opportunity of making an introduction, and your willingness to do something different might just change his life forever. You won't be able to do it all by yourself, but remember, this is you start this voyage toward change. We as a society can change the way you view me. In order to promote change, we have to set an atmosphere for change. In setting an atmosphere for change, take a good look at that homeless man that you give your change to out of the center console. Put some thought into perhaps what size he may wear in clothing. Maybe he looks like he's about the size of your spouse or someone you may know. Hell, he wouldn't even care if you asked people to join in. As a matter of fact, he wouldn't even care if you turned him into a personal project. Gather what you can, and when you come to that traffic light on your way to work Monday morning, and you reach back to get that change out of your center console, hand that gentleman whatever you have gathered for him and give that to him, as well as greet him by his name first and foremost. Then be sure to tell him bye. You may not believe it, but this gesture just changed his life entirely. And these are examples of how you can make an impact. It's all I see. When I look in this mirror right here, everybody take a good look. If all I see when I look in this mirror is myself, my goals, my dreams, my family and friends, what I want to get, what we need, guess what? I'm really not looking at much of anything. Ask yourself, when did we as a society stop loving one another and caring? When did we as a society stop loving one another? We need the way that society sees us to change. While sleeping in our car at the Family Dollar parking lot, I happened to overhear two gentlemen discussing me and my dogs. Look at him. He's homeless, living on the street, and got the nerve to be dragging two dogs around with him. Them poor dogs. One of the gentlemen said, I wonder where or who he stole them from. The other gentleman said, I wonder how much he wants to sell them for. The law needs to do something about him and people like that. It's bad enough we have to deal with these losers begging us for our hard-earned money. Now they're dragging around a bunch of extra mouths to feed. I don't get that. Something needs to be done, but it's getting out of hand. It's unbelievable. Well, they didn't know I heard them, and I don't expect them to understand what our pets and our family does for us, our need to stay together. My dogs are with me because they are my family. They love and support me. They provide me with the emotional support and stability, as well as the company and companionship I need to make me whole. Because of their love for me, I didn't try to kill myself. They are heroes. This is where I need to create an atmosphere for society to change the way they view us. In order to create an atmosphere for change, in order to create an atmosphere for change, there are some things that society needs to do to correct the way we've been treated. And this is where I'm going to go from the letter Z back to the letter A. What I see from my own experience that society needs to do to create this new atmosphere of change. We're not talking about the problems anymore. We're all about the solutions. Things which society needs, things which we need from society is to feel included, as well as to be identified as a person and not a thing. The letter Z. I need society as a whole to not treat us, my brothers and sisters, like cattle, hurting us as a group, You're not zookeepers and we're not animals. The letter Y is going to be a representation for the people who are still in the community who choose to live on the streets with their pets. Society, we need you to stop X-raying us. The letter X. We have no broken bones. What's been broken is our spirit and our heart. The letter W, I need you to ask yourself, what can I do to help improve the quality of my fellow brother and sisters' lives? We need to be valued. We need to be viewed as productive, law-abiding citizens who are willing to work for our survival. I need you to unite with us as we work towards solutions this year. The letter T, you're attending this conference and you're gathering a lot of tools and resources which are being provided daily. Be willing to accept these tools, the opportunity, and be willing to work for change. S, the letter S, society, please stop stereotyping the homeless. We are human beings. We just have issues with our living arrangements. Our homes are without walls. R, we need you to respect us as your fellow man. The letter Q, I need to have you quit involving me in situations that place me in harm's way. I'm homeless and at times I feel desperate. And when you come and ask my homeless brothers and sisters to purchase drugs for you, you place us in harm's way. We're willing to do it because we're desperate. But I'm asking today that you please quit putting us in harm's way, utilizing me when it may be convenient, and other times you see me as a bum or a problem. If you're all about getting into the solution, I would like for you to take the letter P and find the purpose in your heart and a plan, a personal plan as to how you will commit or work towards helping us find the solutions. Whether today you choose to make a substantial donation to one of our many pet support programs, or you decide to volunteer, donate clothing, whatever part that you can plan to play in this journey, make a plan for it. Z, I need you as a society to stop forming opinions about us. I need you to remember that everyone has an opinion, but it doesn't replace the truth. And I need you to navigate with me on this journey. I need your voice. I need you to be a negotiator. I need you to do this for me because my experiences at this point in time in my life, I'm unable to do it for myself. M, remember I matter. I don't have a color to put with it or any social group that I belong to. However, I matter. All lives matter. L, we need you to love us unconditionally. just as you love yourself. The letter K, I need you to recognize that whether you want to admit it or not, we are kin, and that I would love for you to show me kindness. A kind word goes a long way. And the letter J, I need you to joke with me and not to joke about me. I promise I will laugh, and I don't need you to judge me. The letter I need to be included. I need to be included. I need to be in fellowship and living in community as someone and not be referred to as anything other than that. H, the letter H. I need you to hear the words that I'm saying. I need you to hear with your ears and also your heart. I have a story if you will only hear me. The letter G, I need help with goal setting. Are you willing to assist me with setting personal as well as professional goals to become all that I can be? I need you to be available to assist me with creating goals. F, I need you to be in fellowship with me because I need the support of other people to be emotionally stable, and I desire to have friends. The letter E, I need you to educate yourself about my homeless situation and utilize what you have learned to empower other people like you and me. I need you to be dedicated to the cause. The letter D. The letter C. I need you to consider me, consider our situation, consider the abuse, the shunning, the stereotyping, the judging. Take all these things we've been forced to endure and then picture it as if it were you. Can you imagine the type of effect it would have on your life? The impact is devastating. B, we need for society to stop blaming and berating us and to restore us to our rightful place in society. Believe in us. And the letter A, we need you to accept us for who we are. We're not going anywhere. We are people. Someone who deserves to live free from the bondage of homelessness. I can't, but we can.
Ryan,
Interaction. Let's go into action. What are you going to do about it? Thank you.
Ryan, thank you so much for sharing your story. We've been getting a lot of messages in the chat. People are really touched by your words, and we appreciate it so much. Unfortunately, this took a lot longer than when we practiced it, and so we don't have time for the questions and answers or the slides that I know we really wanted to share. But I would not have changed that story even a little bit, and so I'm glad that you shared your entire story. And again, thank you so much, Ryan. We just love having you visit us, and I think everyone definitely learned a lot from your story. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Peace.